Today I woke up in Bergen and I found some snow, as you may see on my jacket. For me, this is the time looking at something like this, so it's kind of crazy. And I also wanted to show you what I have right behind me. I think it's some kind of dragon with a king on its back, or maybe some kind of horse. I don't know. I will give you a better look at it in a second. But what did you think? For me, this is crazy. Also, look right there. I don't know if it's a lake or something like that, but it's really frozen right now. So crazy. Just a little quick view. Something that surprises me from Norway is that even it's so cold, you can see some people doing sports. For example, this woman. I saw them also in Oslo at 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Very cold, and they are doing sport. I want that kind of motivation. Just as I commented on my last video, Bergen has a very important historical value because it used to be the capital of Norway until Oslo took over in 1299. As of today, the most iconic place in Bergen is Bergen, and I will talk about this place in a moment. So I just booked the fjord cruise for tomorrow with the Bergen Tourist Information Office that is located right here. Right now I'm going to visit some of the interesting points to visit here in Bergen, and I'm kind of hurried because they have different closing times, so let's go. So I didn't mention something back then. If you're in Bergen, you should buy this card right here. This is the Bergen card. You can get this one at the Bergen Tourist Information Office. Basically, this card will allow you to enter for free to some experiences in Bergen, and also it will allow you to get some big discounts in some activities, like for example the ice bar and for example the rail car activity, also to some museums like the aquarium and right now I don't remember, but you will have amazing discounts on most places, and I will be leaving you the details right here. This card is for 24, 48 or 72 hours. For example, I only bought the 24 hours for my trip, but I recommend to check this one if you are in Bergen. Also, you can get this at internet at the Bergen Tourist Information website that is right here. So please be sure to check this one, and that's all. Bergen is so rich in history that you can even find a cannonball in the facade of this cathedral as a trace of a naval battle happening in August 1665 between the Dutch and English fleets. This cathedral was originally a wooden church built in the 12th century, but it burned down in 1248 and was rebuilt of stone. Bergen enjoyed exclusive rights for trading between northern Norway and abroad until 1789, and what remains of the quays is Bergen, a World Heritage Site. Bergen is a historic harbor district and has been devastated by many fires. After the last in 1955, the houses were rebuilt following the old classic facade. Today, 62 buildings remain tall, and after all these incidents, the citizens were able to carry on excavations that led to finding objects from medieval times. What you're looking at right now is the Bergen Museum. In this museum, you will be able to learn about Bergen history and see the findings that were found after the excavations that happened after the last fire in this city. Also, you will be able to see Viking stuff, and you will be able to learn about the opportunities that Bergen had for trading with other lands. This is the Fløibanen. This is one of the 2 train stations that you can take in Bergen that will lead you to the top. And this one has a difference of 302 meters between the first and the second station, and I highly recommend it because it has a beautiful view. I think time up here is free. You can stay as long as you want until you reach the last departure. And here we have some child park, and at the bottom there is a figure of a elf that you can take a photo with. I will post one here. This is the one. As you can see, people is right there taking photos. Like the snow, the wind and the clouds have covered everything. I don't know if you can still see there are some buildings right there. If not, I took some photos earlier, I will show you. But I like how much the trees get covered in snow. And it's so cold. This is the station where the train arrives. So friends, I just came for a quick walk between these buildings. It's all covered by snow right now. I just noticed that here are some kind of restaurants. There are, I think, hotels. So you can try them. You should. Right now, I want to go to another place called Magic Ice Bar. So I don't know if I need tickets for that. I think not. I don't need. But if you had chance to get in one of these restaurants, you should try it. I think it will be a very good experience. Like right there is another entrance to some restaurants, so you should really try if you can. We just arrived, and I think this place is still open. I will check if they have food, and if not, I will only take some drink for the experience. So let's get in. The Magic Ice Bars have different themes, and the one located in Bergen is about Norway main sculptures and their works. I couldn't recognize any artwork piece by myself, but the girl at the bar told me that one of the main characters appearing here was Gustav Vigeland. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you recognize any famous sculpture or artwork made on the ice, and I'll be reading your comments. So as you can see, this place is cold and they give you this huge jacket. Even the glass, I think it has some more ice inside. So yeah. So I have one comment. This is a must try in Bergen. At the beginning I thought I was going to have the bar to myself, because as you can see on most of the videos there is no people. But I was surprised to see that more people arrived. Unfortunately, I think they only stayed for around 5 minutes because this place is so really cold. I think you can even see that on my breath when I talk. It's like some steam coming out of my mouth. But also, if one of the girls is watching this video, I would like to say, please play happier music, because the choice you had when I was there was not the best. It was some kind of sad. But for people watching the video, I really recommend going. So that was it. Let me know below in the comments if you like this place. They have another magic ice bar in Tromsø and the Lofoten Islands, but if you're only in Bergen, this is a must try. Obviously it's cold, but they can give you that jacket and some gloves, but it's worth the visit, so take a look at it if you're here. It's Saturday, 7 a.m. and I'm heading to the Bergen port. Today we will do another fjord cruise that we booked with the Bergen Tourist Information Office right there. So this tour is to the Nairo fjord. I wanted to do a bigger fjord called the Sogne fjord, but right now they say this has a lot of ice in the water, and this one is closer. And in fact, 2 years ago I was already interested in this other fjord, so I will show you later how it looks. This is the plan for today. We will visit a Viking village, the Nairo fjord cruise. We will be doing the Flam Railway, the Bergen Railway, and we will be returning to Bergen at around 6:30 p.m. So this is our first stop. It's a Viking village in Bergen. We will have a small explanation from people from this city, and they have a souvenir store, so let's take a look. Yeah, what's the technique?
No, hold firm and then nice round movement here, yeah?
Okay.
There. Don't try to do it with the wrist, only your arm, yeah?
Okay, okay, okay.
You know, should probably a little bit.
No, not first try. Not everyone can do it the first try. Oh, it's okay. Thank you. I did record that.
Like this, okay. Like the notch on the back of the arrow all the way onto the string until you hear the clicks on.
Okay.
And then use the tips of your fingers like this. And if you lift your elbow up, you can pull a little bit past your body like this, and then just let go. Remember to push it all the way onto the string.
This is hard. I don't know how.
Where did it go?
At least I put shots. Okay. First try. At least I figured out.
Just cut the video, just like edit it.
Yeah. The take will only be me grabbing the.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
It was there. One more try. That's all. Okay. Thank you.
That too was great.
This type of ship, they have two layers of wool. They have an outer layer with long, strong hairs, and these strong hairs are very good for making sails for a ship. If you have a 20-meter long ship, you need about 100 square meters of sail. That takes the wool from about 150 sheep. And it takes one person almost 9 years to make one sail. So we say that the value of the sail is the same as the value of the ship itself. But of course you don't have to spend 9 years alone, you have other people help you. Then you have an inner layer with softer and shorter fibers, which are very good for making clothes. This wool is dirty, so you have to wash it. And this is our washing machine. Doesn't look like much, but it's never broken down yet. It's just a bucket of water. Change the water many times and in the end the wool will be clean. We don't use any soap because this wool contains a lot of... You get all the fibers to go in the same direction, and you also separate the long fibers from the short ones. So now we can start pulling out some of these longer fibers. You can use almost any green plant you see around you, leaves from the trees or plants from the ground. Boil them in a copper pot, then the yarn turns yellow. If you boil the same plants in an iron pot, it turns green. So yellow and green would be very common colors to see. If you want red, that's a different story. To get red, you have to use the roots of a plant called madder, and it grows naturally around the Mediterranean. So here in Scandinavia, we have to import it. So therefore, it will be a bit expensive. But in the mountains of Norway, there is a small little moss that gives you pink color. So actually in the Viking Age, even tough, cool, badass Vikings could have pink clothes. You don't see that in the Viking series, do you? Remember, this is in the forest every day. The spears are the fastest and easiest weapon to use. All you have to do is stab. And you don't have to stand close to the enemy. You can stand pretty far away and still reach the enemy with the spear. Spears are so easy to use, so even 14, 15-year-old boys can do a lot of damage on the battlefield with a spear. Sometimes you have a lighter and shorter spears called javelins, and they are for throwing. And then you can stand in the second, third or fourth line of the battlefield, throw over the men in front of you and into the enemy lines. Then this one, this is called Dane axe or long axe, and this is the heaviest weapon that Vikings used. This is a bit too heavy and slow for close combat. Before I can lift my axe for a blow, someone will stab me down several times. And I have to use two hands on this one, so I cannot have a shield. I cannot protect myself properly. I can easily get killed by arrows and spears and javelins and whatever comes flying. Therefore, it's a good idea to stand in the second line of the shield wall, behind the men with shields, so they can protect me. But since I have this long handle, I can reach your eyes, and sometimes you can have mail or chain mail to protect your neck, so you don't lose your head immediately. So, any questions at the end here?
So by now you might have noticed this is not a real Viking village. This is just some kind of place built by the locals from Bergen, but I really appreciate the effort they put in this place because the buildings are really well done, and also I can't describe it very well. I was fascinated by the views of the mountains just around me, like it was all full of snow, and it was really beautiful. Also, I really enjoyed the activities such as throwing the axe and shooting a bow and an arrow. I was really impressed to see I was some kind of good with the bow and the arrow. But yeah, I really think this is an activity that is worth doing in Bergen. Obviously, what you will see there is not a Viking original thing, but I think this place gives you some kind of I don't know what to say. It's just like a place where you can take photos for yourself and just enjoy the beautiful landscapes and learn something about Vikings. For example, they told us that, for example, Vikings didn't use horns on their helmets. That's something from the movies. So yeah, I really enjoy this place and you should visit. Our next stop will be using the Fjords cruise. Look how big this is, and we will be sailing over there. I don't know if you can see. It looks really beautiful, and it's one of the biggest fjords here in Norway. It's called Fjord, and it is close to the other fjord that I was telling you earlier, that is the Songfjord. A fjord is a channel of water surrounded by mountains. Likely this is used to be a U shape, but that's the easiest way to understand what a fjord is. Also, they are very common in northern countries because they come after the erosion of glaciers. So for example, you will see them in countries such as Norway itself, Canada, Iceland, Greenland, and Scotland. And I'm pretty sure the Fjord is one of the most famous fjords here in Bergen because it is really close to the Bergen city and is one of the easiest one to access to. So yeah, I think a lot of people come from every part of the world to visit this fjord in Bergen. From time to time it's very windy, so I recommend bringing a wind jacket, but this is really beautiful. On board of the cruise there will be a chance for you to go inside of the boat, where there will be a warm space with a lot of couches, a restaurant, and of course you will find a bathroom. But if you are more adventurous, you can go outside and just feel the cold weather just hitting your face and watching at the fjord. But if you're not so adventurous, of course you can go inside and just have a seat. What I used to do during this cruise was like going inside and going out, because yeah, the wind is so strong that you will get your eyes like aching from the cold, and also your face will be a little bit frozen. So that's my recommendation. You can go out, in and out, in and out. This is the Flam Railway. We will get back to Bergen with this one. This is part of the tour. So let's go. Let's see. The Flam Railway is the most famous train route in Norway. All year long, lots of people travel to this place to take this train and catch the amazing landscapes. The most popular season to take the flan train is in summer, but you know, I am really weird and I like getting myself frozen. So this is our last day in Bergen. I still have some time since we have a flight at 7:30 p.m. towards the Lofoten Islands, and we will be visiting some additional places that we didn't visit on our first day. So we will visit the Bergen Fortress, and also I think we will be visiting the fish market that is on the other side of the dock. And I think that will be pretty much, since we don't have a lot of time, but I hope you like. The Bergen Fortress has served to different purposes through the history. First, it has served as a strategical place for war, including the battle we talked earlier between the English and the Dutch fleets. Also, during the Second World War, this was a strategical place for the German armies. And, in the second place, this has served as a seat for the royal families. As of today, this place is open to public, and I have to mention civilians and militaries still work in this fortress. It looks we didn't have good luck. Today it seems to be closed, even Sunday, and Google Maps says it's open. Other people try to get in, but I have walked all around the building and there is no open entrance. I can still walk this side and take some other shoots. That's what I will do. I will make only some shooting and I will explain you later about this place. But if you're here in Bergen and you find it open, I think it's worth visiting. This is a very ancient building, and let's go. So if you don't find this place open, you can still go for a walk right this way, because this looks like a small park, and also that way you have a beautiful view to the harbors. While I was walking to the fish market, I noticed this couple dressing with very typical clothes, and I am sorry I didn't ask them the meaning of their clothes or to which kind of age this related to. But yeah, I'm really glad they allowed me to take this photo, and let me know, what do you think? I think their clothes were just amazing, and I think they make a really good couple. So one of the last things we will do here in Bergen is visit the Fisketorget restaurant. I heard they have very good fish food, so let's get in and let's try something. So the fish market is a very famous place. Basically, here you can find fresh seafood like oysters, crabs, lobsters, shrimps, and fishes. Also, there are two main restaurants inside. The one is Fish Me, and the other is really hard to pronounce. It's Helskal. In my case, I was more attracted to the Fish Me restaurant, and I did order one salmon. I think the flavor was really good, but I have to be honest, this is not an out-of-the-world experience. But yeah, you should try in case you want to see what seafood looks like in Bergen. If you got until this point, I want to thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new videos. Hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. Your support means the world to me.